y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the.
Welcome to
Husky Section.
All right, we're recording.
All right, welcome back into the Husky Section from where he sits with Pelican, the briefcase, whatever we want to call him.
Mr. Special Guest Friend A. He's had a lot of names throughout the years, but we're just happy to have you in here, even if it's only in Skype form.
OP. That was.
Now, I'd like to go down the road of you're a professional softball umpire.
I get paid to umpire softball, so I guess that makes me a professional.
Now, how does this happen? And then you're quite proud of it. You're quite good at it, from what we hear from yourself and others. Let's hear some from the road tales and how all this got to happen.
I don't know if it's proud of it as much as if it's a big part of my life and it's what I do. But
well, you take a lot of pride in who you are.
For sure. I take pride. I'll accept it. I'll accept it that
You're
way.
not the umpire that just stand behind the base, just calling whatever. You call them how you see them.
I take it serious. Yeah.
The home crowd has no sway on you.
Well, no sway.
He's moving up the rankings of the top 10 umpires in the state of Utah.
Now, I thought we were nationally ranked.
Are we nationally ranked? Did we hit the top 25 nationally now?
No.
Well, you've signed contracts with major conferences.
I have.
NCAA. I'm also telling your story for you.
I've also received reprimand.
Well, that's just a day in the life of.
That's a day in the life of. So it all started pure dumb luck because I knew I wanted to umpire, and all I'd done is like some little league baseball games here and there and stuff like that. But one day back in 2012, long before I got the Larry Miller vehicle, I found a guy's phone number, called him up and said, "Hey, I'm interested in umpiring." And he says, "Well, I'm in charge of the Utah Softball Association, and we have a meeting tonight. Why don't you come?" And so the timing of it was pure dumb luck, if nothing else. But I went to that meeting, and there were some people there that said, "Hey, we're having a training on Saturday." That meeting was on a Monday. "We're having a training on Saturday. You should come to the training." I went to the training, and some people started asking me if I wanted to umpire some summer league stuff, and I said, "Well, I'm not interested in doing old man slow pitch leagues." And they said, "No, we do fast pitch." And so I got in with them, and just grew up from there, and I got in with the right people, I guess, is maybe the most important step that I did. But within the next couple of years, I was not only doing high school ball, but I started doing some junior college ball, and now I exclusively work Division I.
So, I mean, we know the stereotype of referees, umpires, that kind of thing is you're not very well liked, generally speaking, people, right?
So
that guy's doing a great job.
The irony of the softball, or probably umpiring world in general, is the higher up you go, the less crap you have to take. So this is 100% true. Where I have walked off of umpiring a Division I softball game between two rivals, conference game, heated possibility for a heated contest, and not heard a word. No one said anything one way or the other. Coaches were all respectful. Everything was fine. I left that complex. I drove about 45 minutes to umpire a 12-year-old softball game, and those fans were crazy. And so, same umpire, everything's the same. The college people, you're completely respected. The 12-year-old moms have no clue what they're talking about, and so they just make it awful for everyone.
Well, with that kind of experience, I mean, you have had to have heard some gems, maybe a couple things that made you realize that was really funny.
Yeah.
Can you throw us maybe one or two?
Yeah, so this didn't happen to me, of course, but I was maybe on the field when it happened. So I was umpiring one of the bases instead of home plate. And one of the rules is you can't argue balls and strikes. Anybody that watches baseball knows the manager's not allowed to argue balls and strikes. And so this coach was probably saying more than she should have been saying. But Not my problem. She's yelling at the home plate guy, not me. And so finally he takes his mask off and walks over and says, "Are you arguing balls and strikes?" And she says, "No, I'm arguing balls because you won't call any strikes." I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it definitely didn't happen to you. I'm sure it was just a good friend of yours.
Yeah, just a friend of mine.
But you appreciated it, didn't you, Pelican?
I've been known to laugh more than once.
So what's the most clever? I mean, that's kind of clever. Is heckles from the crowd, anything that ever? Because we used to like to go to a Bees game every now and again and just
Brumley.
let Brumley have it, or we're pretty annoying. You ever have any good where you're like, well, at least that's clever.
The best fans are at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix. There's a crew of about 5 or 6 of them, fairly husky.
Husky Section down there in Phoenix, shout out.
And
Guys or gals?
They guys.
Okay.
They always sit in the same section, and their job is to figure out your names fairly quickly. And it's the same 3 umpires for the whole weekend. So by day 3 of the weekend, like they know who we are, our social security numbers, like all that stuff. But
I promise I didn't give it to them.
Mother's maiden name, you got your passwords, that kind of thing.
Yes, mother's maiden name and the high school I went to, the street I grew up on. And they're not mean-spirited. They're just trying to be funny, which is what I appreciate about it. But so I was umpiring with a guy a couple years ago there. Who say what?
Was it Jim?
No, Jim is not an umpire. Jim's the assigner of umpires.
No.
So he's the boss. True story. This guy's his first name is Young, actually. But anyway, so he's from Ohio, and he prefers to wear diamond earrings when he umpires. Which, if you want to wear diamond earrings when you umpire, that's fine. But I don't recommend it. So these guys caught on to this pretty quick. Sorry, Painter, what was that?
Are the diamond earrings in the same ear or 2 ears?
1 in each ear.
Okay.
Now, have you watched The Tiger King yet? I'm not trying to derail you too much.
I watched about 2.5 episodes, and I just couldn't.
Would this guy fit in with the Tiger King kingdom?
He may own a Tiger King T-shirt.
Just two diamond studs just made me think of that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just call us.
Two diamond studs. That was our high school nickname. Yeah.
He might.
So guy's down there with his diamond studs. You're umpiring. He's from Ohio. You got the hecklers.
When he was behind the plate, he had a rough game. Which all my stories are from rough games. Most of the time, guys do pretty well. But he was having a rough game, and they started yelling about how you can't trust a man in earrings, which I thought was funny. And so the next day, that was on a Friday. On Saturday, when we show up, the third day, they, instead of sitting in their usual spots, there must have been like some drill team competition there or something, because all the seats were taken, and so drill team was dancing at halftime. So all these guys, instead of their regular seats, were out in center field, and now this guy's at first base, and he made a close call. I don't know if it was right or wrong, but they started yelling from center field, "You suck, Blue!" And these guys are from Tennessee, so their accents are funny. But it's "You suck, Blue!" and "Take those earrings out!" And they just let them have it. So I was laughing about that too. But
have you ever went and had a conversation with these guys? Told them kind of doing off kilter, nothing?
No, they've never been personal with me. I enjoy listening to. I enjoy going there. Grand Canyon does it right.
Is there an unwritten rule, Pelican, that kind of the kayfabe thing with wrestling, that the umpires and the fans, they really can't associate after hours? You got to keep that. I like to imagine there is.
It's not an unwritten rule. It's a written rule.
Oh, okay, even better.
Yeah.
Just like you can't be around known gamblers.
Yeah, let me tell this story too. So I'm reading through my first year, when I'm reading through the manual that they send us. I get to the gambling section. And it said, in fact, my first every year since then, when I get my manual from the NCAA, there's one.
I'm going to have to edit any of this out for you before you get going.
No.
Okay. All right.
This is on the record, just so you know. This is a highly touted podcast.
This is people trying to learn about eBay just listening to this for no known reason right
We
now.
are
renowned.
world renowned, so make sure you know this is on the record.
So every year since the first year, I saw this the first year. Every year since that year, when I've gotten my manuals from the NCAA, there's one page mysteriously ripped out. I don't know how that happens, but anyway, so it's about the gambling section, and it says that you're not supposed to gamble on professional or college athletics, which I don't, full disclaimer, or you're not supposed to associate with known bettors. And so I took a screenshot of that, and I sent it over to Derek, and his response was, "So this is how our friendship ends."
Finally reached that beach, huh?
Yeah.
Come in.
I mean, we just go for the buffets, which
Yeah.
right now aren't even happening. So
I know.
at least that's what.
I got
So
an
we
email
have-
from
so
the
we have a friend
casino the
next
other day that said, the email said they're opening on June 4th, and then Hooper shattered my dreams and said that there are no buffets. So
Oh, that's what I see. I was going to jump in and say, and Hooper thought that we actually did go for the buffets, and that wasn't just what we told our wives or something, you know.
But speaking of, you just got the door shut on you. Does that mean it's a little more, the stories can open up?
oh, she wasn't in here before. She just came in to see where the baby was, but I gave him away a long time ago.
Well, that sounds like the responsible human being that you are. So
Best $500 you ever made, right?
Mimosa.
well, we'll end that. This is
Sell
the
tax season.
hashtag Husky Section from this is from Where He Sits.